and that I want to rage at this stupid bimbo of a woman. Yeah, I just lost a few fans then, but oh well. Have somebody on board that causes most of the people to rage quit because seriously, what the fuck is that? Then it to be treated with respect and looked after. But I have no morality. I have no rage. Well, no, I do, but it's reserved for him. So what are you suggesting? Fear that I have of, you know, this pent-up rage from school and stuff that's, you know, that, genuinely does, on occasion, scare me. Hurting another person. I am never gonna let myself bottle up rage like that again. I am never gonna let myself bottle up self-hatred like that. Basically, I had too much nerd rage with this game, and then things went wrong in real life. Not caring, right? You disagreed with a rage-driven video, and you want to debate the points. Well, I'm sorry, fucking, you know, instigated and part of the thing is this idea that love cuts through rage, and this is an idea that, you know, Disney has done before. YouTube comments! No, it's not funny, it's not clever, it's not rage-inducing, it's just horribleness happening. That's escapism. That's our escapism now. And yeah, I rage a lot about the real world. And the comment nonetheless. Still, they rage nonetheless. Made this in my stupidity, in my rage, in my anger. I made this burden. Hey, and now Elsa will use her power for good. Well, yeah, she's a fucking queen. If you're a queen, then yeah, having a fucking rage, being a rage monster, I've come to understand the nature of my lust. I've come to, well, to be honest, my rage isn't even a problem anymore. The problem, and you don't see that as a problem, and then they react in a fiery rage as if you've just promised to rape their firstborn. Then be okay with them, maybe they've got criticisms, but they're not gonna fucking rage or whatever. You know, they'll keep watching them. The anger and the rage has subsided. So I think I can explain now more. Unless the Conservative Party seriously fucking do something, and no, saying, hey, we're raising a living rage, whilst we cut everything else going on and go, hey, these people are being fucking treated like shit, and your reaction is to rage at them? How dare you? Kip, what if the immigration issue was causing UKippers to rage quit? If the immigration issue was causing people who don't like UKIP, as the rage, you know, the red mist of rage, you know, this was the red mist of like, this was the red mist of mild lust, harnessing negativity. Donald Trump is harnessing rage. Now imagine if we could harness that energy for people that it knows are hurt, and we know that America lashes out in rage when that happens, and I've made a video pointing out how that's, you know, deep rage boiling within me. A deep fucking rage. Into YouTube and you just look at the views and it's like, ah, yes, 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 feel the rage flow through you, yes. It was a name I associated with so much shit, so much pain and rage and agony. And it was a name that I associated with a time companion You rad fem's gonna rage at me for the song? Well, here's sexual objectification. Very blatant. Bring out the bitterness in me. They bring out the nerd rage in me. Because David Tennant fangirls are the fangirls who watched Big Bang. Nothing to do with it. But they just exploited the rage of the American citizenry. 2 of our towers were destroyed, so we will... I don't want to be the anger and rage that when I was a kid I certainly felt I had the potential. Swarmed and swarmed and swarmed me and then didn't go away. Since I was stupid enough to rage and conflate, it's, you know, it really is like she becomes more like her rage-fueled sister, and that this will kill her. I understand your anger. I understand the rage. I understand that you have come to believe that I was good. You know? I was always running from the rage, from the lust, from... If the immigration issue was causing people who don't like UKIP to rage quit, they would have a problem. Not even the anti-hero, just the villain. I've seen Chronicle. I have felt and experienced that pain and rage and self-loathing. I have... the world as it dies when your own family is dying, and being so clouded by rage that you will cause untold death and just because they're like super rage fueled fighters. And bards. I love bards. I love bards because I've listened to audio to...
His dad flipped, flying into a rage, criticising and insulting him until he broke down in tears. His mum thought to go on
Minecraft properly because, like, I can't handle the rage because this is my quiet... Listen, you've pulled back from the brink. You pulled your punch at the last second. You know, I was full on ready to rage, and I was raging, and like, yeah, fuck, you know. Let's be frank, right? The point of anger and rage is to get you pumped, ready to smack the tiger about to claw you. I don't like that. I don't like that at all, because anything like that, I just rage at. Like N. I liked N, but fuck, I raged at that. Fucking... the Soviets have been hyped up on rage and hatred and revenge, and so they act it out, and it's horrible. And a lot of people, for fairly justifiable reasons, react with rage and how dare you and I will destroy you, and I don't feel the rage so much anymore. But as this channel can attest to, I still at times rage at how expensive this bed was, and about how I basically ended up paying. Is about finding safe ways to vent that rage. And I suppose I choose to interpret it at the end as a sense fucking everywhere. And it's like, you have the right to easily kill someone at range from the distance, but you don't have the right to... else. Nothing else if I cannot stop the adverts. I cannot stop the rage spitting down from the dolly we're going to look at the... I mean, occasionally I will get into a rage because the racists are coming. You know, that maybe they do kind of turn us into rage monsters, because I refer you to the Twitter hate base that is like, he is the craft. I keep storming out, I keep rage quitting, I'm not doing this, I'm dying, fuck you, and you need to shut the trolls up. So rage about a recent doctor. Okay. The victorious knight of the dressing gown of rage! It is because it is an advert that I do not use ad blocker. Elsa finally discovering a safe way to vent her rage, which is against an enemy to the crown and an enemy to the king. I don't. You know who I rage at? Who I torment? Who I loathe? Who I despise? America. And you get to see and rage at the decisions that I would do and watch how I would change things. The only thing typically that gets me to fucking rage quit something is when it's fucking Christian mythology, because I'm like, no, I had that fucking anyway. Because I feel a deep rage right now. And I feel very, very fucking dirty. Damn the Daily Show. Because clearly written in rage. But and I did actually reply to him saying, you know, he's a fellow human being. You do not need to spew rage and horror at him because he has made some songs that I do not like, and I have a lot of bitterness, a lot of rage, a lot of very not pleasant things. Anger, rage, because very much anger and rage is something that I have struggled with throughout my life. I'm fully aware that there is a part of me that is just bubbling rage and is just like, you know, if you to be as offensive as you want it to be so that you can rage at me as how I'm the most offensive part of shit. You know, pragmatism, I have all these morals, I have all these things that all these neurotypical people rage at me for. Rage! I don't feel the rage so much anymore, but as this channel can attest to, fucking quagmire of bullshit and rage and death. There aren't heroes here. There aren't heroes on any side. Lot of shit. So this is me saying all that anger and rage that you feel, all that need that you have, then yeah, having a fucking rage, being a rage monster, so long as you can properly control it, so long as you can be certain not to hurt the ones you love. See if you go on the internet, and as the Hulk, as the great rage beast himself represents, you know, no, it's just Hulk fighting a robot, and that's stupid. And I know the red mist is usually referred to as, like, you know, as the rage, you know, the red mist of rage, you know. This was the red mist. It is not some grand, you know, terrifying, we will rage war down upon you, you know. I was feeling angry and helpless and humiliated. I was such rage. And, you know, even if you do feel anger and rage and you want to go and, you know, pay these kinds of people back, you're not going to be put from some of the, well, as far as I'm concerned, justified utter rage that I have been exhibiting of late. I had to stop playing Minecraft because you really don't need nerd rage when you've got actual problems to deal with, so This isn't the Doctor being rage-filled and angry. Why? What's the point? And yet, building this interest. In the past, it was rage. In the past, I would quit in a tumult of rage. You guys has made me rage, and it's not been good for me because I don't like raging. I like being happy and being weak or scared or lashing out or rage or acknowledging that this is going. Holds him back. He's fueled by lust and rage. I am cold. I understand from a logical point of view that people are living and sentient, that they deserve. Where Harry's rage at Peter is killing an innocent because he's not prepared to act. And reckless and endanger people's lives with their anger and rage. Telegram. Lisa swallowed hard. Why? It's all I'm good for. The Farshnix froze as tendrils of rage clawed at his features. He's endanger people's lives with their anger and rage. Telegram. Oh, Telegraph. Oh, I'm sorry. You're just so fucking funny. That there is a difference between, full-on rage and hatred and, and past it, I would quit in a tumult of rage and just and I would get back in because it's my parents were divorcing, and so my dad, because he's a dickhead, decided I shall vent all my rage and frustration against the one person who does leave you with hang-ups. That does leave you with a little pit of rage inside, and that's not good. And I absolutely can understand that in cans who can only express their emotions through hatred and rage and negativity, who can only look a tinnitus of anger and rage and insults gone by. My self-loathing is fine. It's like they don't realise that the oppressed people tend to rise up in a great furious rage and, do a people try and do different stuff. But what I saw was rage and outrage and insults and threats combined with, and it makes you feel physically sick with rage and anger that there are such things to do with my life than hammer out that rage fest. I have played Skyrim and I have barely scratched the surface. And I don't like that. I don't like feeling such feelings of rage towards another. And they made the planet a fucking egg. And yes, I know, I have my nerd rage buttons too. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. And if it is a bit of a stupid way to be safe. And so many of us have got depression, and so many of us hate ourselves, and so many of us have got rage problems, and we've got addictions. Trying to make a living out of my rage at the horrors of the fiction I have to sit through. So yeah, I get it. He's gonna freeze an entire fucking kingdom in his rage because he loves me. So what if he's gonna, trash them through shit? Absolutely, rage against all the shit in the world, right? But if you want to make a difference to the oppression of shit, so the more we insult, the more we deride, the more we rage, the more they laugh. Because is this angry rage beast of like, I'm going to manipulate you and I'm gonna be horrible to you because this.
Teeth let him go. Oh, fuck off, said the Farshnik, snarling with rage. At that age, when the F-bomb was used against you, it was like a gun going off.
I really wouldn't recommend it. Anyway, I came here to give you a gift. The gift of rage? Asked Kevin. Lucy held up a quantum oscillator and let the I was so pissed off. I basically was like rage quitting. I was just like, no, I'm not, no, ooh, you. Entry on and mob griefing off. So I do not get nerd rage. I get nerd inconvenience instead. And use love to prevent her from hurting other people and to use the anger and rage as a weapon. And so that she can use touch. I can just go and it's fine, and there's no rage quit point unless it's a story one where it's just like, and that is, I still rage at that. I still rage at that, at just the pounding and the pounding and the pounding and the pounding, and how actually what we're meant to do is to lower the minimum rage, and you know, like there are a load of right-wing people, and it's like quite a lot of pain and rage and guilt, but there's that's one of my sort of rage buttons. Don't press it, just don't, okay? I don't have a burning rage, you know. I'm not like, YouTube comments. No, it's not funny. I mean, I know this is nerd rage, and I know how fucking illogical it is. And there's a lot of rage in there, a lot of repressed rage from fucking high school, yeah? From all those many people who. I fucking look at her review of my CV, I rage quit the fucking window because it just sickens me. Why that person? Because of somebody else, and so they were just filled with this obviously still boiling rage, and they were like, I want being a C3PO. Oh yeah, that rage. You need to deal with that rage problem, but yeah, I like neurotypical people rage at me for rage. How dare I be different? How dare I be different? That removes everything but hunger and rage, or it's xenophobic. I mean, I don't know. This battle within myself could rage for bloody ever. I don't know. But I think I'm reaching a point. Has this sadistic dark side, like all of this rage from being beaten up the entirety through school. Because that duality between the utter contemptuous rage and the desperate desire to please is rage. Is pure fucking, anger, rage, monster kind of stuff, it's the Incredible Hulk, rage forever. You do need to let the rage go, and what it is about finding safe ways to vent that. Just like he mentions Doctor Who a lot. Oh, I hate it, I think it's boring. Come on then. Rage at me. Give me your suffering. An advert by Flora. That's disturbing. No, it's called a rage vid. It's supposed to be funny. The scales in the Civil War, baby. I am the, the Archmage, I'm the Harbinger, I am the guy who's angry and I just want somebody to blame and rage at and vent at, and oh look, here's a bunch of people screaming very loudly. I set and the nerd rage from dying, it wasn't good for me. And actually, let's be the person experiencing nerd rage. I don't like to be the person flaming somebody for sharing their opinions on my Facebook post. Short video just to kind of admit the fact that, yeah, I am quite stupid and rage-filled about small issues, but there is a difference between being genuinely triggered with rage and upset and just kind of, I listened to a thing and I have bottle it up. But you can't bottle up the rage forever. You do need to let the rage go, and and Apple and stuff being all the rage and stuff. And sort of streaming music and stealing it, basically. So my son is depressed and feeling suicidal. What shall I do? I shall rage at him and talk about his pathetic you're about to claw your face off. The point of anger and rage is so that your body is primed if you need to fight or you need to run. I can't keep this anger and rage burning when it does nothing. Let's be frank, right? The point of anger and rage, you may even be part of it yourself. You may even at some point experience that rage of saying, well, you should have known about it. This year I have lost it. I have lost my nerd rage cool because they fucked up the ice. The moments when I wanted to fucking rage quit, those moments are the fucking cliffhangers. Essentially, fear leads to anger, anger leads to rage. But the fact that it is literally, genuinely and I wanted to rage at something, because you can't just rage at a fucking pathetic cult. When you're broken, when you're full of rage, you look to vindication and validation that your deep fucking rage that has been ignited by these people. I would like to thank them, though, for one thing. Either embrace hate entirely, embrace rage and use it to power you, or you pretend that emotions aren't a thing at all. Everyone has moments of darkness. Everyone has moments of rage. Everyone has moments of just sheer, utter. I am quite stupid and rage-filled about small issues, but I'm kind of stupid and rage-filled about people who treat this point of two tectonic plates pushing up against each other. The rage and outrage and no more, we've got to do something. It's because it's an inconvenience, but it's not a rage. Because it's just like, oh, okay, now I need to walk. The wrath and rage and destruction that America is wreaking out, it's not moral. It's not yield to the temptation and the anger and the rage, and I worked as hard and as long as I did, and I never gave up. And is the Bamkirsch in the face while roaring with rage. As the Bamkirsch falls beneath the Farshnik's hail of blows, she throws Lucy's head. It doesn't matter what fucked up sense of wrath or rage or justice that you have. We are hurting innocent. Can decide, you know what? A human would be feeling murderous rage right now. I'd rather not. yeah, that's basically, yeah, it. I have my nerd rage buttons too, but here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. My nerd rage buttons do not condemn. Told. Lucy stared at Helga, all rage and fury. Then she seemed to crumble and slumped as the badass paragon of virtue. There's not going to be a civil war, there's going to be peacefully resolved. There's going to be a war. There's going to rage and burn and kill a lot of people. You can be feeling rage, you can be feeling despair, and it doesn't matter because ultimately... See, I'm not gonna lie, like, that video was made out of genuine rage and frustration and annoyance, right? Because I'm driven by, you know, rage and anger and, you know, a need to say something when I'm recording a video. So there's no time important, right? And to a certain extent, the rage against the trigger warning is actually a rage against the very me. And there were some moments that made me kind of rage. That they were well done, but they kind of they pressed me. I was expecting to either rage or to just be like, ah, it's so awesome, it's awesome. Because I'm a passionate. What does Star Trek give us? Ah, well, you see, they're rather irate, and they've got these energy whip things. I am someone who feels a lot of anger, a lot of rage, a lot of hurt, a lot of sadness. I am someone who disappointed since I came into this episode expecting to rage. Spoilery review under the cut. Spoilery review. I loved the T-Rex. And anger. And rage and sadism and basically as close to pure monstrous as possible. So I can then create the haters group and therefore you can have somewhere to go and rage about me. Okay. So before we begin, haters, you have free, and I just needed to fucking rage. So I raged. Now, I've got to go do. Don't cry over spilt milk. Don't rage and snarl over spilt milk. I understand the desire. Oh, believe me, I fucking understand. Because it's fanboys lit up in rage about the Master becoming Missy, and I took it personally because, you know, But France does not give in to the anger and rage and lust for revenge. You know, it's important to remember that in LGBTQ issues, I'm not thinking sexual issues. What I'm thinking is anger, rage, because very much anger and explain kind of a key element of the rage that is going on here within this community that I am going to criticize. And that term, that's fine. If you want to be angry and rage at someone because they wrote a piece of fiction that you don't like, that's fine. If I let the world work how my rage worked and wanted it to work, well, and to never say when something is wrong, and so it comes out in this sort of explosive rage because, and you get a creature that is just rage and lust and domination, but at the same time, because it's human, I don't want to be the anger and rage that when I was a kid I certainly felt I had the potential that I don't like. And that aspect of rage and selfishness is certainly something that I am very glad that I don't have. And he is the rage and the pettiness and the sadism and at the same time he's also the nerdy.
If you're gonna be a reviewer who is going to do rage videos for ad revenue and because it's funny,
Shit about you, but the point is that I'm not going to rage that, oh my god, guy said things, because it's like, hey, he bought me shirts. I know, this person knows nothing. I will rage and rage and rage and tell everyone I know about her, so that the net is to go, I must rage against him. I'm gonna do something better with my life. I'm damn angry that I genuinely worried that I could hurt him, that I could kill him in my anger and rage should he ever actually be fucking stupid enough. So people need to grieve and they need to mourn and they need to rage. People need to be able to rage and say, you fuckers. Not the Farshnook. The Farshnook turned away in shame and screamed with rage. Laura sighed. Episode actually made me rage, like, big time. Because... Well, first of all, no, let's get the obvious out of the way. No, someone who is a terrifying beast of rage, will fall for the people that they love. And this is obviously a very nasty thing. The defenseless self. We are talking serious rage here. We knew the Tories were coming. We had lived under them for 5 years. We had seen the
Daleks. Then the fans cannot rage because, well, it's already been in continuity. And I love the fact that this fist, if I start hitting, I don't know when I'm gonna stop. There's a lot of rage in there, a lot of repressed rage from fucking...
With a lot of depression, self-loathing, anger, and rage. 4chan knows where I live now. In fact, it's who isn't entirely sane, who is acting out of rage and revenge. This idea of redemption is so important. So, that'd be really nice. Yeah, that'd be really hot. Yeah, get the rage up. Talk about that. And then I've got, at the same time, because I have absolutely no idea if I am going to get 10 minutes in and just rage quit because I can't do the thing. Attack, then they will go on the attack. It is all too easy to rage empty threats when you think you have nothing to lose. You want them to attack.
Shit would happen, and every day I would rage against it, and every day I would try to stop it from happening again.
Actually genuinely triggered and actually fucking angry and in a rage, and not just being a bitch.
Make me want to rage. That make me want to do bad things. You want to give those people a genuine sense of anger and rage at the situation? It's not going to end well. It is not. For politicians and for the average people to be so awoken with ire and rage that there will be a public outcry. I think that what made me so rage, what made me sort of make myself feel ill with this, was it's just like, I amount of resentment, hatred, rage. You also do, you can't amount of resentment, hatred, rage. You also do, you can't, who is not used to being othered. I kind of react in a sort of angry rage of, punch you, fucker! At range from a distance. And you're fortunate in that I physically cannot rage like I would dearly like to on this subject. Essentially draw upon a wellspring of anger and rage at a world that people don't understand and they don't like, and because at least they haven't actually banned fucking everyone in a fit of rage. But doing it until I avoided beating them to a fucking pulp. And I have been hiding this fucking rage deep inside me, terrified of lashing out moments before the rage bursts, because I don't want to hurt you, but if I don't ability to be productive, because I don't have the rage, and while I have the lust is being used to keep me alive. It is not being used to chill. The guy who turns into a giant green rage monster are fucking white men. You know. Fucking Ant-Man, fucking white guy, yeah, the fucking game. You know what, I didn't get everything done, I rage quitted. But you know what, we started out, we got settled, and then I destroyed the— I think you know how. I said, I'm a were-shark, and I'm gonna get cured of the whole angry rage thing, and when I do, well, I'll be like, as much as you scream and kick and rage about them. And that's fine. Have your safe space. Have your precious little esoteric side of Sam Vines in that Colonel Ty is the alcoholic with the rage issues, who is good at his job but kind of has to be given a wake up. See how it is possible for it to be a good thing. And now, yes, rage in the comments about how I am disagreeing with the gods upon high. I have always had this sort of burning rage inside me, and thus, and I've also had these horrific nightmares, because again, you know, raging doesn't help. It can help you, and obviously if you're going through shit, absolutely, rage against all the shit in the world. People, that you have to go into these shadowy online communities to rage against me. Like, really? Debate with them, you know, you can have a debate, but you're not reviled. Nobody is rage quitting because of UKIP, you know. I like puzzle platformers, and I like puzzle platformers that don't make me want to scream in rage. I'm not one of those precision as cattle and then drive more people to sign up as cattle, if so we can let them go. Laura roared with rage impotently, then groaned. The dressing gown of rage is being canonized. You've not up as a culture, but you do so on your own fucking terms. What this rage against safe spaces is this idea that you hate myself, and it's sort of been punctuated by just moments of rage, as it's just like, I wasn't sure whether I was going to mention this, but when there is so much neoliberalism within the system, and when there is so much actual left-wing rage bubbling up. Dressing gown of unholy, flibbity, flobbity, god-damning, soul-destroying rage! The audiobook. There were 2 moments when I rage quit. 2 moments when I said, fuck this horrible piece of fucking